Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this special long weekend segment of Australian Indian Radio's live stream, coming directly from sunny, beautiful Brisbane to your device. Hey, it's wonderful to have your company on this long weekend here in Brisbane, Australia. Yes, if you are from anywhere other part of the world, well, we have a beautiful, glorious day in Brisbane, and it is a long weekend. Everyone's enjoying the time. So why is this long weekend? It is because of Anzac Day, as I had mentioned before, and some of the glimpses that we had shown. But before we move on for this very short segment for today, let's take a look at the news headline.
Learn whether that snap 3-day lockdown will stay in place beyond midnight as a list of COVID exposure sites grows. A childcare centre and a large chemist in the city's north and a fruit shop in Perth CBD are just some of the latest places to emerge as possible exposure sites. Health authorities have already identified more than 350 close and casual contacts of confirmed cases. The State's Premier Mark McGowan says it's too early to tell what will happen, saying it's likely at least some restrictions will stay in place. The federal government will extend telehealth services until the end of the year. Billions of dollars have been spent allowing anyone to book a virtual appointment or phone consultation with their GP, specialist or allied health provider, resulting in a massive uptake. More than 54 million telehealth services were completed over the last year alone. The MCG has hosted the biggest crowd at a sporting event anywhere in the world since the pandemic began. More than 78,000 fans turned out to watch the Anzac Day clash between Essendon and Collingwood, with the Bombers scoring an emphatic 24-point win. The crowd comfortably topped the 67,000 that attended a 2020 cricket match between India and England in India last month. And Indonesia's military has located a submarine that went missing last week. Underwater cameras show the lost sub lying in at least 3 pieces on the ocean floor at a depth of more than 800 metres. All 53 crew members were killed.
So unfortunate that all 53 crew members on board that submarine have died. You know, our heart goes out to them, being stuck right there in the watery grave. Well, right now, moving on, Anzac Day Parade, and of course there was so much happening out there on Anzac Day. So let's look at some of the marches, and they say the reason why they came out year after year to take part in that march.
What does it mean for you to be here today?
Oh, well, great to be meeting up with my mates again. I don't see them very often, and it's great to see them and talk over the old times again. Yeah.
And what's your background?
Well, I came originally from up in the Mallee, and I've been living at Lilydale for the last 70 years.
Tell us why you're here.
Because of my great-grandpa, which served in World War II.
And is this the first time that you've come to a march?
No.
No? And how does it look a bit different this year? Different at all?
No, not really.
And are you here with, who else are you here with? Family?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And how old are you?
8.
You're 8. Well done.
So, all the diggers, and including the 8-year-old taking part in that march. Of course, it is very, very emotional, and it is wonderful to see that patriotic feeling coming in, even in the younger generations. So let's take a look at some of the other cities and where the marches, some glimpses of them.
It's been a great day, and it's lovely to see so many people out supporting what Anzac Day is all about. And it's indeed a pleasure to be here with my mates.
Well, we're here to commemorate, to see Papa, yes, my dad, and to commemorate all those who passed away.
to be meeting up with my mates again. I don't see them very often, and it's great to see them and talk over the old times again.
Because of my great-grandpa, which served in World War II.
Means remembering the ones that didn't come home. A lot of my husband's friends are not around anymore. And I think it's just a day of respect.
We're proud to serve our country. We really are. And that's all we can do.
It's really nice. Obviously last year we did go out and stand on the driveway, which was good to still celebrate, but being able to actually come out and see everyone marching is awesome. My dad actually is in Canberra. He's a Navy. He's not able to march today, so being able to be here and at least film it for him to be like, Granddad's marching, we're here in spirit for you as well.
Because of COVID last year, couldn't come, and it's a bit tough. But this year it's like great seeing everyone around with the pride of,
It looks like we're getting those strong numbers. It's good to see, as we mentioned last year, we didn't have the service, so I'm hoping that the public have decided to kind of make up for it, come out in force today.
Absolutely. It's really good to see plenty of young people as well.
As I mentioned as well, that it's always good to see the young people there as well. Well, right here in Brisbane, next week we will bring to you a very special segment on what people might not know about the Indian soldiers and their contribution in the World War. So here's a very short glimpse of the march by the Indian regiment right here in Brisbane. And of course, Geetika Punya will be coming in the studios, and she will shed some light on the contingent and how they all got together afterwards for a lunch function right here in Brisbane. Well, of course, as was mentioned in the news that last year was stay at home, and everyone lit up either their balconies or driveways at dawn. And of course, as we know, 4:28 in the morning is when the dawn service takes place. And in Brisbane, in the Anzac Square, every year we are there at 4:28 a.m. And this year it was so good to see once again lots of people come out. And of course, our governor was there, whom we'll hear from in a minute, and our premier was there, the Lord Mayor was there, Dr. Jeanette Young, she was there as well. So, it is wonderful to see all of them there as well. And Badlani Rajkumar, thank you so much for joining in, and of course Jai Kumar Ramchandran and all joining in. Wonderful to see your company here this morning here in Brisbane, Australia, which is a beautiful place. So we were talking about the Anzac, and of course that's Australia and New Zealand Commemorative Day, and it is being commemorated every year except for last year. As we know, everyone had to stay home, and we did what we could. And this year, once again, it was so good to see so many people come out in large numbers. And it is such an occasion where, your heart just feels, or it just pours out. Looking at everyone so well behaved, and everyone, even though there's a massive crowd, but in such an orderly fashion, in an orderly manner, and in a very respectful manner, the whole ceremonies that take place, the lone piper, and the last post, the way it's played, and everything is just done very, very well. And it is good to see the bipartisan support that this gets. Well, right now, we know that the Anzac Square, which was always looked after by Brisbane City Council, has now gone into the state government's hands. So they will look after the management of that. And did you realize that the shrine of memory has got 3 pathways coming to it? There's a center path and the 2 on the side. So one represents, the land forces, the Navy, and the Air Force. Talking about the Air Force, we know that the Air Force this year celebrated the 100th anniversary, the RAAF. And as we know that, there have been so many commemorative events which have taken place with those magnificent men in the flying machines and all the amazing things that they did. Well, right now, for the dawn service, here's the message from the Governor of Queensland.
Officially declared the day Anzac Day. It did so in honour of the valiant young Anzac soldiers who scrabbled up the hills of Gallipoli, and in doing so created a legend. Today, as we are together at Anzac Square in the darkness of the pre-dawn, our eyes are nevertheless drawn to the enduring glimmer of the eternal flame. Last year there were few eyes here to see it, but the flames of remembrance then burned in people's hands as they stood in lounge rooms and driveways in silent respect. Those officially declared the day Anzac Day. It did so in honour of the valiant young Anzac soldiers who scrabbled up the hills of Gallipoli, and in doing so created a legend. Today,
from the Governor, and of course we know that it's a wonderful service that takes place, and there's not a lot of speeches and formalities, but just the key ones, and we have the prayer from the Padre, and it's amazing to see how disciplined everyone is, and it's such a solemn occasion, and everyone takes place. Of course, both the national anthems are sung, Australia and New Zealand's one, and of course we know the New Zealand one has the first verse in the Maori language there as well. So it is wonderful to see, but of course we know that the Indian Regiment and their contribution we will bring in a very special broadcast from here when Gitika will be coming in and joining us and explaining to us what it is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, right now it's time for a commercial break.
GlobeNet Realty. GlobeNet Realty has been the longest established, trusted and respected agency in its trade area. Washa Chandra, Director of GlobeNet Realty, provides honest and ethical service to her customers. If you are thinking of investing in Brisbane real estate market, or if you are seeking professional property management, then you should contact Usha Chandra today on landline 3865 4466 or mobile 0419 775 416. And for further updates, log on to our website www.globenetralty.com.au. GlobeNet Realty is your own local real estate agency. Situated at Shop 52281 Sandgate Road, Boondall. GlobeNet Realty. Real estate is our world.
Real estate is there well, and don't forget that every Wednesday we have the live real estate updates right here with Usha Chandra of GlobeNet Realty. Well, as we know that today is the day when we will have the Music Junction, which will come on at 6 p.m. Brisbane time. So, 6 p.m. Brisbane time, we'll have the Music Junction hosted by RJ Savi, Janab Rahimzullah Sahib, live on air with Mahfile Ghazal Zahir. So join us on the Brisbane time at 6 p.m. on this channel and on our YouTube channel as well. So what can we expect? Let's take a very short look at what can be expected from the show tonight.
तस्वुर मेरा चुपके से तुझे छू आए, अपनी हर सांस से मुझको तेरी खुशबू आए, जब तस्वुर मेरा चुपके से तुझे छू आए, जब तस्वुर मेरा न छोड़ा बाकी, प्यार ने हम में कोई फर्क न छोड़ा बाकी, झील में अक्स तो मेरा हो, नजर तू आए, झील में अक्स तो मेरा हो, नजर तू आए, अपनी हर सांस से मुझको तेरी खुशबू आए, जब तस्वुर मेरा चुपके से तुझे छू आए, जब तस्वुर मेरा जब कभी गर्दिश दौराने सताया मुझको, जब कभी गर्दिश दौराने सताया मुझको, मेरी जानिब तेरे फैले हुए बाजू आए, मेरी जानिब तेरे फैले हुए बाजू आए, अपनी हर सांस से मुझको तेरी खुशबू आए, जब तस्वुर मेरा चुपके से तुझे छू आए, जब तस्वुर मेरा बड़ी बात करती उसके लहजे का असर तो है बड़ी बात करती वो तो आँखों से भी करता हुआ जादू आए वो तो आँखों से भी करता हुआ जादू आए अपनी हर सांस से मुझको तेरी खुशबू आए जब तस्वुर मेरा चुपके से तुझे छू आए अपनी हर सांस से मुझको तेरी खुशबू आए जब तस्वुर मेरा चुपके से तुझे छू आए जब तस्वुर जब तस्वुर जब तस्वुर मेरा
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so that's what's in store for you tonight. So I'd like to see you all at 6 p.m. and of course right here in the studios with RJ Sabi, the wonderful host, befitting host for this kind of show, and in the Mahfile Ghazal, some very melodious numbers by Janab Rahim Zullah Sahab. So I'll see you all back at 6 p.m. Until then, enjoy the rest of the day and stay safe.